Is this set of bearings old enough to fight for their country? Which in this case, it'd be Switzerland. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for watching the videos, for commenting on the videos, for hitting that like button, and for subscribing. We're almost at 100 subscribers, which is crazy and it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Also, I would like to put this out there. I have no relation with Bones Bearings at all. This is not a commercial. This is purely personal experience that I'm sharing with you. If you were to ask me what type of bearing I was using before the summer of 2001, I wouldn't be able to come up with an answer. I just didn't know. Back then, being in South America where everything was just a little bit harder to get, we used to grab whatever we could from whatever we could. We would basically Frankenstein our boards most of the times. Back when the popsicle boards were getting popular, we would grab the old shape boards, cut them up with a saw into the shape that we wanted and that was current at the moment. Bearings were taken from anywhere. You see, if a friend of yours had an extra set or an extra one or two, he would let you borrow it, but you had to promise to give him back at the end of the session. If you found an old pair of rollerblades, you would take them out and put them in your pocket. Any type of bearing would do. From cheap boards, the type of boards that you would buy at like a Walmart type store, anything would do. Also, I guess I was pretty lucky because I was never the type of guy who would break bearings that often. I don't know, maybe it happened like 4 or 5 times that I can remember. And even having a shop sponsored, it didn't make things any easier. Because you gotta remember, we're still in a third world country where people don't necessarily want to give you things for free. So everything was very controlled. You might get a board once every month and a half, maybe 2 months, and you had to bring the broken board to prove that you needed a new board. For the most part, we got the free shirts because of course they wanted us to wear their logo out in the street so everybody could see, oh hey, this guy rides for so-and-so. But there was one day in the summer of 2001 when this guy got a brand new set of Bones Swiss. So what you're looking at here is an 18-year-old set of bearings that I wrote from the summer of 2001 up to 9 months ago. Another cool little fact, in those 18 years of use, these bearings were never cleaned. And the bearings themselves, they don't look bad at all. Last time I wrote them, I remember they were a little loud. Obviously, they're not going to have the same quickness and speed as a brand new set, but they were not terrible. And if you take a closer look, they really don't look that bad. They have a little bit of rust on the sides, but that's pretty normal for an 18-year-old bearing. Not too bad. Alright, and to celebrate 18 years of rolling down the streets of South America, North America, and being old enough to legally gamble, we got these bearings a scratch off. Alright, so that was a waste of $10. I don't feel too bad though because I did not pay for those bearings and it lasted me 18 years, which in my opinion, that's savings. I feel like I want to put him back on the board and take him down to the skate park just for old time's sake. One last ride. Alright, let's do that. So I just got here to an empty and slightly wet skate park, which I'm not a big fan of because in case of an emergency, I like the idea of somebody else being there in case I need to be scooped off the floor. I forgot to tell you that I'm putting the old bearings in an old set of wheels of mine, which are Spitfire Classics 53 millimeters. So I'm going to be riding old bearings in old wheels as an old man. So I'm going to go warm up and try out the bearings and see if I can do some tricks for you. I'm glad somebody showed up. I always get nervous about that. So we just had a great session here at Candyland. As you saw, some of the homies showed up, which always makes it fun. And I felt a lot safer knowing that if something happened to me, at least there'll be other people there to scoop me off the ground. So I want to talk about these bearings. 18-year-old set of bone Swiss that I'm beyond amazed on how well these bearings are running. They're running so well that I honestly forgot that this is what the video was about. They're not any louder than the new bearings I have now, which are also bone Swiss. I will say that at the very beginning, I did notice they were a little bit slower. They kind of felt like reds to me because I used to have an extra skateboard that had bones reds in it, and I always felt like it was a little bit slower than the bone Swiss. It's truly amazing. I will say that I know that some of you might be in a budget, and I totally get that, and I know that I have nothing else to compare them to, but by far, in my own opinion, in my own personal experience, there is no better bearing than bone Swiss. Yes, you might be spending a little bit more money, but these bearings are gonna last you a long time. To me, it's well worth the money. I can say now that I will probably never try any other type of bearings because I don't feel like I have to. I am very, very happy with bone Swiss, and that's all I'm gonna ride until I can't ride anymore. For all I know, the new set that I have now might last me another 18 years because the way they're going, they might outlast me. At the end of the day, it's up to you, but if you ask me, bone Swiss is the best bearing in the world. So thank you for watching. Click that subscribe button, and remember to always stay young.